let's talk about that second round, or the end of that second round. You had hurt him pretty badly. He came in, got that underhook. Kind of looked like you just kind of let him take it and kind of were waiting out the rest of that round. Like, did you not feel like you were going to be able to finish him in that last 20 seconds?
No, actually, I hit him hard and I saw he started wobbling. I went in for the kill. And I think he threw a blind overhand right and clipped me right on the eye, which I felt that. And then, like I said, I knew he was fading a little bit. And I wanted to conserve a little bit going into the third round. I knew that was a fast pace, for second round. And I knew he'd be dangerous. He's a good striker. Came in as a highly touted Muay Thai fighter out of Nova União, so I knew he was good, and so I decided, let's wait it out a little bit, and got my legs under me as well, and then we went into the third round, and that's when I took over.
Having that round finished that way, going into that third round, how confident were you that you were able to finish him?
No, I was very confident where, first round I was pushing the takedowns, trying to wear him down a little bit, and he was harder to take down than I thought he would be, so I was burning a lot of energy. I felt pretty tired, but I saw he got tired as well, so the second round I was like, I'm going to try to stand and trade with him this whole second round, and I felt like I was getting the better of all the exchanges. Once I started letting my hands go, obviously I hurt him, and it was a good showing on the feet. So then I knew that would help in the third round, coming in the third round, start striking him, making him believe that I'm going to stay up the whole time, then eventually shooting in, taking him down, and finishing.
Having already fought one of his teammates in Leo Santos, was that at all a motivator for you to go in there and beat him, just because that team already kind of has one over you? Do you feel like that there could have been maybe an advantage to him that someone in his camp has already kind of fought you?
No, it wasn't the motivator, but it was, motivating me is to win fights. And last fight, I didn't have my best showing. I didn't feel like it was the best me in there. I think that Tony that fought today was 4-0, 5-0 now. I think that obviously I've underperformed at this time, and I plan on every fight I plan on getting better. And I showed up my striking ability has gone way up. Once I started sitting down on the punches and letting more combos go, combinations, and not just the single strikes. And I started landing good, and eventually it set up my takedowns. But it was definitely gratifying to finish like that, knowing that he's a black belt under Nova União as well. So that was a big win for me.
How important for you is it to kind of build off of this win, to kind of start getting the streak going here in the UFC?
No, it's very big. This game is a very emotional roller coaster, and now I'm on that little high. I think that that's 2 of my last 3 fights I've won. But like I said, last fight was I usually won the first round. I felt like, and I just made some rookie mistakes in the second round, and it was not the best of me out there. So, with the full camp, I think that I could beat any fighter. I think that with the full camp, with my new gym and my new coaches and everything, that we could put together a really good game plan with a full camp and beat anybody.
How big of a difference was that for you training in Boston for this one?
It was big. It was more of my last 2 fights were in Boston, but I didn't have a full camp. They're both short notice, so I just moved there. I didn't have the relationships I have now, and then obviously this camp I added Eddie Alvarez, my boxing coach, along with Crew Mark. So Eddie Alvarez is Rob Font's long-time boxing coach as well. So I knew Rob's a teammate of mine, and I was wondering, this guy's a machine. I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? And I'm seeing Eddie Alvarez in there, and I finally talked Eddie into helping me out. And this whole camp, every day, a couple hours a day, we've worked hard on my striking. And first round, I didn't show it that well. I was forcing takedowns, but the second round, I got comfortable, started landing heavy shots. And third round, same thing, and then it opened up my grappling game.
I can see you got a little bit of bruising here on your eye. Any other injuries?
No, my leg's a little sore. Obviously, he landed some heavy leg kicks that he was throwing 100%. But no, I felt really confident. Even striking, I could see a lot of his punches. A couple times, I think I dropped my hands and just kind of watched the punches come in. And we brought in Gabriel DeLuke for this fight camp, heavy boxer, 14-1 as a pro boxer, and I sparred with him regularly every day. And those are heavy rounds where you're able to let me see his punches a little bit, and obviously it's a little different because you don't see the leg kicks as much. And he capitalized. Felipe capitalized on the leg kicks, landed some heavy leg kicks. But overall, I feel great. Probably this next week, my my grappling coach Brock Larson's has his retirement fight, so I'm gonna go back to Minnesota for that, and that'll be his 52nd fight, and then he's wrapping his career up. So I'm gonna go over there, support him. He came out here for the last 3 weeks for my fight camp, so then I'll get right back to work after that.
Mentally speaking, did you have any extra pressure coming into this fight off a loss, and especially going against a newcomer to the promotion, which I guess one could say that was a chance for him to catapult himself into the promotion off of you. So I mean, was there any extra psychological pressure for you before the fight?
No, I mean, it was. I think Felipe had a good showing. I think I had a good showing. I think Felipe is going to win a lot of fights in the UFC. I think that I just showed that with the full camp, I'm a true mixed martial artist, and I'm a high-level mixed martial artist. And winning's always the big motivator for me. And obviously, I wanted to stay in the UFC. I want to stay in the UFC for a long time. I want to win a lot of fights. I want to make a lot of money. I want to be, one of the guys. I want to be one of the UFC main guys, and that's my goal. And every fight, I got to get better. I got to go back to the drawing board after this fight, and we got to keep adding skills and try to better myself every fight. And I think that I'm on the right path. I think that if I just keep getting these notices and full camps, that this is just the beginning.
Is there any guys on the radar for you as far as your next opponent?
There's not any guys. There's main things, like I told Joe in the cage, I'm like, I don't care who it is. You give me anybody, just give me a full camp to train. Like I was telling people, I'm a big 55er. It's not easy for me to just drop the weight. And but I've taken some strides in that as well as with my diet. And main thing's not going to be to not get too big after this fight. And usually, last fight 4 days later, I was 204 pounds, and that's just way too big, way too fast. So I've already made strides in having a nutritionist and reading a lot of books on it. So now I'm gonna take everything a little bit more seriously so I can start winning fights.
Were you affected by the IV ban that took place recently?
No, I felt great. I mean, obviously I was tired after the first round, but I was pushing those takedowns, and when you're not getting your takedowns, you're burning 10 times more energy. He landed some good elbows. I remember when I was in there on the head, and so it was more of I was pushing. He's kind of resting a little bit on the cage. The cage holds him up a little bit, and I got to push his weight against the cage. So I was a little bit tired after that, and then second round I settled down a little bit, used my striking, and then I kind of got my second win, and then took over.